I want to say good afternoon, Osh. Long overdue.
Yep, love for having me, bro.
How's things, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm good. Yeah, just been working, grinding. I bought the studio equipment for my house, so I'm constantly working at home as well. So yeah, just keeping my head down.
We'll probably talk about some of the unreleased songs I heard. But you're going to be having an EP out.
Correct.
The date?
Yeah, soon though.
Are we able to yet say what the...
No. We'll just stick with soon. Soon's all right.
What about the title of it? You keeping that still under wrap?
I don't mind saying it because we've been toxic. It explains me, but not like how you would think when you think of toxic. You think of something negative, but for like when it's with me, it's like a story, and the EP kind of explains that the ups and downs of love or life, that type of stuff. Yeah.
All right, let's get back. Because obviously, like, I see you in Norbury. Was it 716? Yeah, like, so because I'm not too familiar with your whole background. So like, walk me through that. Like, were you always born in Norbury? Or?
So I'm originally born in Norbury. Then I left Norbury. It's quite a funny story. So like we had a swimming pool in the back of my house, but obviously back in them days, I never used to have that like the safety and all that stuff that we have now, innit? So I must have been crawling, and I nearly drowned. Luckily, my mum was ironing, facing outside. She ran down, saw me, and got me out. But because she was so nervous and scared, she's like, "Oh, we gotta move," and we moved to Shirley. And then I think my dad got a bit homesick. And then when I was about 7 or 8, we moved back to Norbury, back to home, back to the Sweet 16. And then, and ever since.
Well, what secondary school did you go to?
I'm the last generation of Stanley Tech. So when I was here, so when I went there, they were already changing the school into Harris. I'm the last of, so I was the last year 7. So Stanley Tech turned into Harris Academy South, Norwood. A lot of people in the industry went to Stanley as well. That's why like everyone's linked up. Like Bouncer went there, Crep went there, Stormzy went there. A lot of the section lot went there. I went there. Obviously different age groups, of course, but yeah. So yeah, we produced a lot. Rainy Milo went to Harris Academy. So yeah.
Was education a big thing for you then? Like in terms of like culturally, was it like?
Oh yeah. The licks were given. Like, it was important in my house, yeah. But yeah, I was quite good academically. I can't complain. Like my G's, I got good results. So I like to pride myself on my intelligence. One of the smart ones in the ends. But yeah. It was a big thing to my dad. Yeah.
So when you because I know that when I was like 15, 16, like having to get my A levels and all those things there, but when does music start creeping in that you actually want to start doing it?
All right, so music was always in my life. From church. So obviously, like I grew up in church. I think like in school, I just strayed away. Secondary school, anyway, I strayed away from it. Obviously, those who really knew me know, because I always like banter and that. So I would, like when I was in school, I would banter and sing, if that makes sense. So like, oh, you're sick, but I don't take this seriously. It's not. It's just fun and games. And then so I strayed away. What do you want to say? Wrong crowds. It wasn't the cool thing to do in school, really. And then I think like I got to university. I was coming to the end of uni, and in my second year, I was watching the Mobos section got the awards. So I think 2014 section and Stormzy, just whatever, 2014, 2015, they both got awards. And that year I was like, oh my days, like these are people I grew up around, and I used to hide my talent because I needed to feel accepted. And like, luckily for me, I got a lot of love from all those people and whatever. But like, it was so mad because as a youngster, I used to have this mad talent of singing, and I would hide it because it never fitted in terms of society, how everyone was moving. And then fast forward a couple of years later, the same people who I was trying to impress, looking back on it or whatever, they're all using talent. And I'm in my head thinking, oh my days, these lot are rapping, and obviously rapping's a talent, but I can sing. Singing's not something you can just Yeah, like rapping, you can. Obviously, it's a natural talent, but you can speech marks teach yourself how to rap. Like I guess, innit? Like people can study it, but singing is you have it or you don't. You can't teach yourself how to sing falsetto. You can't teach yourself how to sing a harmony and that type of thing. It just comes in it. So yeah, like even one time, Stormzy gave me a lift from university and said to me, Osh, if I could sing, I would be doing I would do a madness with it. And this is before blowing up. And then I watched him get his reward. I was like, rah, these people who are older than me that I used to like behave a certain way to look up to or whatever, they're now trying to use like Stormzy sings, for example. And all those things are like, oh, you've got this natural talent, but you don't use it. So finished uni now. I was like, let me get my degree. That was a big thing for my mum and dad. Let me get my degree. Once I have that, at least I have something to fall back on. And I met, like, obviously I have one of my bros, one of my close friends, as just supported me on whatever I was doing. He co-managed me with my other friend Dean. Now Dean already been in the industry, and then we was all online one day. I was mashing them up at FIFA, 'cause I'm the best out of our friendship group and all that, and then all that stuff. And then, and then I can't see their faces, but they're not having it. But then yeah, one day it was like, oh, I just want to go to the studio, and he let me come because he did it in his house, and he let me come to the studio, and then yeah, we just started from there, and we did a whole year, of just living in every weekend. So I got my graduate job, and I would always come down on the weekends. So I was at Southampton. Always come down on the weekends, and then. Yeah, we was doing that for like a good year, and then the rest is history.
What did you graduate in?
Sports science.
Okay, cool. And so the graduate job was that in that field?
No, I wasn't in the field. The graduate job was at the university. So I graduated in 2017, and the graduate job was 6 months. 6 months, and I could have stayed for a year, but I was like, no, I got a bit homesick because everyone that was there with me left, innit? So I was basically in Southampton by myself. If that makes sense.
And then you'll travel down on the weekends to go.
And then I would travel down on the weekends because it was I needed to get away from there. But obviously I would go out on the weekend at night, and then in the day, on the Sunday, because Dean's were Adventists, so don't really do work on Saturday. But yeah, on the Sunday we just work in the studio. Then I would just go back up Sunday night.
So between you three then, what were you lot devising? What was the actual plan at that point?
To blow, I would say. To create, obviously, but to get somewhere with it, innit? To eventually get to where we got. I guess where we got just happened in an unorthodox way and a lot quicker than expected.
So like I said to you before, I said I don't think a lot of people attribute how good your pen is. And when I go back to your old videos on one of the ones I saw on Instagram, it blew away how much of a strong point that is. What do you attribute your songwriting to, or your lyrics?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of natural talent, people growing up. I think for me I'm quite unique in regards to like I don't know, you lot can tell me. In the UK, I don't think there's anyone who I have the background of the church. I can relate to the ends. I can relate to going to university, there's so much things I can relate to, and I can do that musically. Like I can sing a slow song, or I can talk about doing something might be against the law, or I can talk about the girls in the club, or do you get what I mean? So like being able to have those different aspects of my life, like I can write about different things and people can relate in different ways. Do you get it? So yeah.
But I do think and we'll probably get back onto that, but when your video went viral, I think people just saw it as that and that. There's not other pieces to.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But I'm not upset with anyone for that because obviously, like it is what you have to be realistic. Like, there's when I blew up, there's gonna be two types of people. There's gonna be people that enjoy that moment. So people like yourself that appreciate music, for example, and then you went and did your research or whatever, and you said, you was able to say, yeah, he can sing, or his pen, whatever opinion you want to formulate. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't feel away, and I know with the position I'm in, I can't expect everyone to like me, innit? It wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not doing anything wrong. There's gonna be pros, there's gonna be cons. People that like you, people that don't like you. It comes with it. So yeah.
So kind of getting back to like 2017, 2018. So you guys are working together. At that point, who's showing support? Is anyone in the industry showing support? Are you trying to pitch to labels? Trying to get on like the platforms like GRM, Link Up? Like, how are you trying to work it up?
Like in the ends, everyone kind of knew. Because like a whole year before I got signed, I was starting to put freestyles out. So in the ends, a lot of people saw it was getting a lot of love locally in the ends. And then, with regards to like pitch, we didn't put out to any. No, we didn't. So yeah, just locally, like it was getting recognition. People were like, "Oh, Osh." People like, "I didn't know you could sing," or "You're finally doing your singing thing," or kind of thing. So yeah, but yeah, we're just doing it organically, naturally. Weren't forcing it.
Well, you spoke about the church situation. So when you're making, I want to say different type of music, because your music isn't like. Whenever I heard your vocals, I knew there was I felt the church influence.
Yeah.
So how does that pivot go from like you're not Kirk Franklin, you're doing, and next thing like is family supportive? Is that church element still?
Oh yeah, because my mum very proud. My dad was very proud as well of everything. I think when I remember the first time I went to, because I made sure I went to church the weekend after I got signed to make sure, like, just as like, I know I'm not perfect, but I have to, anything that's positive in my life, I try and always give gratitude to God in it. And that first week I went there and obviously they knew what was going on as well. Everyone was quite supportive of it. Obviously you have your elders who be like, say what they're saying, but I know they just say it out of love. But yeah. There was nothing negative. Everyone was quite supportive of it. Yeah.
And then for you then now, like, let's go back to the viral clip. How long was that? Was that 2018 as well? Was that 2019?
2018. End of 2018. November, October, one day.
Who filmed it? Was it Dean? Was that?
Dean and Az.
Oh, so you guys, you camera guys, you got that big deal then, yeah. What did you? Was that on the camera phone?
Yeah.
iPhone. This phone here. Got them on. Okay.
Literally.
Right, so, walk me through that day. Like, was it planned? Like, how does that all go?
So, just doing the freestyles from before. Then we were like, all right, people are liking these freestyles. Let's do something a bit different. So Dean said, use instrumentals now. So before I was using instrumentals that I was just liking on YouTube. Yeah. Then it's like, use instrumentals of artists who you like and influence you. So then I used Burna Boy. So the plan was to use Burna Boy, Ye, and then there was two others. I don't remember who though. Travis Scott, Black Coffee. Coffee Bean. Travis Scott, Coffee Bean, and then what was the other one? And there was another one anyway, and the plan was to put them out a week after, like, because I always do it on a Tuesday, this side Tuesdays, yeah. Then just the Burna Boy one was the first one. Was the first one out of the three, and then obviously what happened. So I never even had the chance to do the other two.
How quick did it go viral? Like from when you recorded it to?
We recorded it on that day.
Maybe like 6 hours.
Yeah, recorded it on that day. I remember that day. I sent it to Renee, Miss R Fabulous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my friend from time ago, because I know that she's got like, she understands in it. I was like, what do you think people are gonna think of this? And she like said, yeah, this is hard. I think this was before I even recorded it. So this is when I just came out with the lyrics and stuff. And then yeah, we went on with it. We posted it always post around 7, 8-ish. Yeah, 7, 8-ish. And then she reposted it on Twitter first, or someone else did. And then someone posted it on Twitter. It wasn't even us that posted on Twitter. So I posted on Instagram, and someone else posted on Twitter. I went home, went to sleep, and I think you called early in the morning. It was like, it's going off, it's going nuts. In the night, sorry. It's going off, it's going nuts. Then I just went then I went on and I saw it. Then I went to message a few of my friends like, push, support, whatever. And then I went to bed because I actually had work the next morning. And then, no, so yeah, I got another graduate job down in London at the time. And then we woke up and the messages were coming in, like meetings everywhere. And I just pulled a sickie from work that day. And then, yeah, we just went off.
How overwhelming is it at that point when you're getting? Because it seems like it was so much so quick. Just not in terms of like the journey beforehand, but from putting it up 6 hours later, going to sleep, waking up, and you now have to deal with like all these different people who probably want to sit and speak to you. Like how overwhelming was it for you even as a team?
Well, I can speak for me. I'm pretty relaxed. I don't really get stressed about anything, or I try to portray that anyway, and I just move. So yeah, obviously it's a nice feeling, like it's a good feeling, but in terms of like I weren't like, oh my god, what do I do next, or kind of thing. I just like listened to the advice that was given to me, and then just moved. How did you lot feel?
I think how did you feel?
I was cool. I knew exactly what to do. The next day we recorded it in the anticipation of labels hollering us, and it exactly went to plan. It went to the exact plan. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I was good. I was cool.
Listen. So
Yeah, we do record next.
so how quickly from that do the actual label meetings happen?
The next day, day after.
Well, you actually had, what was it, face-to-face meetings, or was it?
Yeah, literally. I say at maximum there was a day where we didn't, and then after that it was in.
That's mental.
100%. Yeah, at least just only one day.
Okay, so I ask this quite often because I think a lot of people don't get a chance to go into like label meetings. But obviously, like from talking to Dean, I know a bit of his background, so he's probably a bit more understanding of how it works. But like, if you can speak on it, you're going into a meeting. What's the strategy? Like, because there's three of you, you're probably thinking, how are you gonna go into this unknown situation for yourself?
For me, this is where my genius comes in now. Yeah. Alright. So like I always say to these like, I like to put the right people together. So like whenever I was thinking about management or whatever, Az is one of my best friends in it, but I know his mindset. He predominantly does like fashion and stuff, but I know he's very creative and like, so I knew, and he will tell me, and he's one of the few friends that can tell me things in it. So I had him in one corner, and then Dean. I chose Dean as well because like obviously he's got a clean heart. His compliments might make him. No, he's got a clean heart, but he's already done the rodeo, innit? He knows what's going on. And I feel like for any upcoming artist, especially, if you can, obviously it's good that I know a lot of people want to put their friends on and stuff, but I recommend you put the right friends on in regards to like having people around you that know what they're doing. Like Dean, for me, done it already, knew what he was doing. So when we went into meetings, obviously I would speak, but I didn't need to be as talkative because he's been there, done it, knows what to say or when to say it. Me, at the same time, you have your own thing. Like I was a good salesman before, innit? So I kind of knew when to talk or when not to talk. But yeah, just have the right team around you when you go to these meetings. Don't be sucked in, because some people will say anything as well. You got to know who's genuine and who's not. But yeah.
Okay, so you have like
No, more than that.
More than that?
Yeah. Definitely more, like 7, 8. So many. It's a lot. It's a lot. 5.
is it a bit after you have the first two? Do you feel like?
Yeah. It also, yeah. But they all do they all do similar things, innit? So obviously you expect it to sound the same. I think, for me, it just come down to, I guess it's different. Because the situation was so unique, we was more in control of it, innit? So I think it got to a point where it just was, who's the most genuine? Like look, like on the eye, like looking at the person. Because at the end of the day, they were saying the same thing, more or less offering the same things. So then it was just like, who's chatting shit? I don't know if I can swear. Who's chatting shit, or who looks sneaky, who looks shady, or who don't look like they know what they're doing, type of thing, innit? And then
That's instincts. That's like instincts. And that's
also
like the roles you have to read people.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying about making sure you have the right people around you. Because like I said, Az is like, I know that his head's normally screwed on. If we're not out, his head's normally screwed on, innit? I'm joking. But and Dean, like, he's done it, so he knows. Yeah. So yeah.
So you end up.
And me, I'm just smart, guys.
So you're the smart guy. Do you guys ever feel like, so when you're telling, like, let's say the other four no, did you ever have any reservations with going with the label that you went for? Did you, because I think making a decision, was it that easy to make the decision you made, or was it like?
It got to a close call because then it only got to a close call because between us, because we were just looking at the pros and cons. Some people like some people more than the other. But it did get to a close call. But down to the last two, innit? And then it just came down to who did we click with more.
So, I'm not gonna get in figures on this, but I gave the whole thing about the Neymar deal, right? But when you're in a situation where there's like potentially life-changing money about to happen, like you see you're level-headed, and don't you lose your mind a little bit because it's astronomical numbers at that point.
I'm going to be honest. For me specifically, I personally haven't come from I can't say I've come from a difficult background. I'm not saying my parents were the richest, but my dad was always like very good in it. So I kind of understood how to move. I don't know, like I said in the most humblest way in it. I kind of understood how to like not to get too carried away. It's not a shock. It's not a big shock to me. Obviously, it's different because it's me personally receiving it, but I've like seen it. I've seen it in it.
We see you had the pool incident. That lets me know. It's all right.
Oh, you're gone. But no, so that I feel like that kind of prepared me personally not to move too nuts. It even got to a point, where I was even content at one point, like with less. Like I said, I don't need. Do you get it? But.
Sorry, so who was pushing the numbers up then? Was that Dean?
No, because if you're content, I'm just like.
Yeah. Seeming like because
First offer, I was like, what are you talking about?
like you see when you say about the numbers, the first offer was to anyone it was still dumb, still life changing, isn't it? And that's why I was like, I'm not. Like some people have the story, I need to get my parents out of this or whatever, that type of stuff. Obviously you want to bless your parents, but it's not, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe I didn't understand the concept. Maybe I should have been like that straight away. Like we even spoke about this the other day when you asked me.
There was the first numbers was, we got the first number in the day.
In like an hour.
In the day. I was like, it's only been a day.
Thing.
Just wait.
Because they wanted to close.
Wait until like the video hasn't even gone crazy as viral as it can be yet. Just wait a couple of days, just get the numbers in. Then
Yeah. Just healed as well. So the signing happens, right? You go with Columbia at that point, right? And this is one thing I want to know, if you can speak on it. If you can't, we'll just get over it. What did they want from you at that point? Because I'm thinking they've signed you for, a lot of money in the situation. But what's the exchange? Like, because why are they signing you?
What was the actual agreement then?
Because I'm thinking like
what was the actual agreement?
Because I'm thinking are they signing because they think, okay, give us another type of that? What artist do they think they'll sign it?
That's a good question, to be fair. What's funny is one of the reasons why we chose Columbia. I need a toothpick. It's essential. It's a weird habit of mine, but was because they were one of the only ones that like fully listened to all the other stuff, and we picked up on that. Do you remember? Like, so everyone. That's what I'm saying about seeing who's genuine or not. When we went to Columbia, they didn't just care about my Ye. They wanted to hear all the other music that we did, and then that's when that's what won them over, I think. All right.
There was more to it, but I think they didn't ask about my Ye.
Yeah, they didn't even. They weren't.
What do you have in the catalog, so that we can work on that next.
Yeah. So obviously, it gave the impression of like. So there's a long-term plan type of thing. We're gonna put this out, then we can focus on the next thing. And well, long story short, without going too much detail, the deal allowed was like one song and then more. Innit? So yeah, there's options. So it's like it provided a bit of longevity.
So you sign now. Even though the money may not be a mad thing to you, I'm probably thinking for Az and Dean.
No, obviously it's still a mad. No,
When I say it's not a mad thing, I think like you, as you just specify, like it doesn't. It's not needed to change somewhat the family settings per se.
Yeah.
No, like money can always help.
Yeah, it's always better. It's always better. But like when I say that, I just mean like my dad owned his own stuff and he was doing well. Do you get it? Like 9 out of 10 times, speech you might hear the story of, oh, my mum's living paycheck to paycheck. I have a single mum or something. I need to get her out. Yeah, there's a lot of people's story that you hear in it. I can't relate to that because that wasn't my situation. So that's when I was like, when I heard the deals, at the time, upon reflection, I wasn't thinking, if I'm being honest, I wasn't thinking about my mum and dad. I was thinking about, is that good for me? Do you get what I mean? And
You know their situation.
yeah. So, but do you get what I mean?
You sign a deal then. Yeah. Now this is the thing, like when that happens, then do you go on a mad spending spree?
You know what? When I first got signed, yeah, I went shopping, yeah, and I didn't even really want to buy anything, and then Paris told me to get the Gucci coat.
To be fair, if I'm honest, you haven't really spent.
I haven't really gone. I haven't really gone mad. Dean will disagree.
Yeah, you haven't. Yeah.
I do my thing in it, but I'm not like a.
Bro, you're stylish, bro. Let's be clear. Like.
No, I do my thing, but I like to do it in. I try not to do it like stupidly in it, especially as a young black man as well. Try not to get caught up in the moment type of thing. But yeah, I've lived. I've lived, but yeah.
Okay, then I wouldn't say friends, but people know you. Do they start? How does that work now? Like you're signed, everyone's hearing numbers or speculating. How do your inner circle relationships start to change now?
They're fine. I'm the type of person people know. I know. No, I know that people know. People know. They know what they can. Or they can ask, because I'm the type of person I'll tell you fuck off, like no problem. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell. Like, I don't think I've changed. I like to think people don't think I've changed, but yeah, I'm the same.
I was gonna ask you. So then, when the song comes out, were you happy with the response? Because the response was mixed when people heard. Yeah. The newer version, like, yeah. So internally, how did you guys like?
I see it as the fact that people are talking about it means I'm doing something. First of all, then the second thing you have to accept that you're not gonna please everyone. So there's gonna be people that like it, and there's gonna be people that don't like it. Thirdly, I like criticism, personally, sensible criticism anyway. So like, someone might say something and it might actually make sense. So it's not bad to hear. Something's not good because.
But did you understand that people were gonna feel like this ain't what we like?
Yeah, and yeah. Obviously, you heard a freestyle, and you heard it on the original beat. But those who understand know that that's impossible. You can't. That's impossible. even the other one, there was still like things. So to do the actual Burna Boy beat would have been mad. But yeah, those who understand and are sensible will know that there's more to it than just, bam, here's a song, just put it out. You have to understand there's business, there's so many other people linked and all that type of stuff, so yeah.
Were you disappointed how it performed after it came out?
No, because I'm here now. It gave me my platform. I made money from it. It worked out for me. I'm more the long term. Like, an L is a learning. Like, if you get an L, you just learn from it, kind of thing.
So that's key. That you did see it as like a springboard.
Yeah, like what more? Like when I first started music, was told a year in you're gonna get signed for, at the time, the best deal in music in the UK. I don't know about other countries, but in the UK, from originally a 20-second, a 30-second clip. If someone told me that the year before, I'd be like, thanks. Then it'd be like, oh, it's gonna jumpstart your career. I'm literally like, from that, I'm 2 years ahead of what I wanted to do in terms of the long-term plan. Because the plan was to eventually get signed and make money within 3 years. I got to do that in a year. Not even a year, less than a year of me starting. So I can't complain. It's giving me my opportunity. It's allowed me to provide for myself, my family, my friends. My friends get to do what they want to do, music. I get to meet new people like yourself, or meet people. Like one day I was out. It was like, I took a picture with Wretch 32. I said, I took a picture with Wretch 32. I'm talking to people that I used to watch. Yeah. Do you get it? People who I used to watch know my name or know my song. I'm grateful for it, innit? No complaints from me.
But how did the label take to it when the song doesn't perform? Because that's when it gets on the business end. Did you notice a shift at all?
I personally, what, in terms of how they treated me?
Yeah, in terms of like, they probably expected the song to go at least like top 20, maybe top 40. I mean, like, even at those type of targets, they may not go to the artists, maybe go more to Az and Dean, but I'm just saying that the energy of them believing in more than just a single, do you feel like it carried its way throughout after that song?
That's why I said it's like, you know what, even the case, they never showed it to me personally. That's why I said like it was important and we choose the right people, because like, credit to their character. Like, the only winner in the end, realistically, was us. That they probably wanted to do more and they didn't, right? But again, only on the eye. But they were no one ever moved differently. No one ever, like, I could go into Columbia now, walk in there, and say hello to everyone. That's all three of us, no? Could walk in there now, and I know there's other artists that can't do that. There's other artists that can't do that. So like, I always tell people when they ask me what's like your experience with labels, I can never complain about how Columbia treated me, personally. Like, they were pretty good. I got a good relationship with all of them now, still. The people that I worked with anyway.
So was it a situation, and again, was it a situation where they just decided not to pick up the options, or you guys just decided to go separate ways?
I even forgot what happened. What happened again?
I think it just sort of broke down in terms of we weren't really feeling like we was getting the most out of it, so it'd just be better for us to part ways. Which
happens in business is that if it doesn't, and I think with these type of conversations, I don't.
Yeah, that's it. I think they were because they didn't do what they wanted to do. They were probably, and they invested so much into it. I think it was probably like difficult for them to have the same energy in the next thing, which is fair enough. Credit. Go on.
Again, you were on the back end being marketed like a pop act.
Yeah.
And all songs can't justify pop act spend, if that makes sense, for the finance team sometimes. Yeah. So I think maybe that's just somewhat what kind of, and you don't want to be in a situation where it's seen like there's like the half in the amount they're spending, and then it makes the artist think like, but you don't believe in it, like you believe in the other one. Do you get what I mean? But,
no, I hear that.
So yeah, so you leave. But then again, I think a lot of people felt to like try and make you a bit of a caricature of like, see, this is why you lot shouldn't sign like viral artists. I don't know if that got to you, but people.
I saw some of that, yeah.
And that's what I felt, which was interesting. I felt like if you do your research, and I think even did you have like an old YouTube channel? I'm not sure. I was looking for as much of that kind of stuff on you, and I was like, the boys actually, like at this time I didn't know Dean, didn't know Az. Like, he's cold. He's actually got it. But I feel like some people just felt like they, in life they wish that they had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Envy.
I understand. You know what? And it's mad because I understand it. I even thought. one day I was thinking to myself like, oh, imagine if it wasn't you, it happened to you, and because just imagine you, talent, and you see someone blow up of 20 seconds and nothing's happened for you, or it's not going the way you want it to go. How would you feel if that was you? I was like, yeah, I'd probably be pissed off as well. And especially if you don't know the journey, like if you just think it started from my year, you didn't know, like, you know that I did other stuff on Instagram. But if you with talent just watch someone do a 30-second freestyle and they just blow up, get a big deal, whatever, how would you feel? And I can understand how some people feel. Me personally, I feel motivated, but I can understand how some people might feel annoyed or it might stress them out or whatever. But yeah.
What's the independent life now like? I guess you guys already started that way, but like now it's like going back to the core of just you guys making all the decisions. So how does that?
Compared to before, I think the only difference is like we've got a few more links, know a few more people, and financially it's a bit easier.
So you're more comfortable paying out of your own pocket now, as opposed to a label doing it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you see? So for you, do you see it like you want to be more hands-on with everything that's to do with your career?
Now I am. And that's only happened since my dad. I got that mentality, I think. But yeah, because before I was very reliant on these two, because they're very smart. Yeah. But when my dad passed, I just like, and how it all happened, the way I envision life, kind of like changed my mentality on like how I want to be in my career, kind of thing. So yeah, more hands on now. But yeah.
Yeah, no. Condolences to your dad. When you went live with that, or we went not live, when you put it on the IG, like first off, like how destabilizing has it been for you in the past few months?
I wouldn't say it's been this destabilizing. I just think it was just a change of responsibility, and especially in regards to like how it happened. It's not, obviously death is not normal to anyone. It's never going to be, but it was in a pandemic. That's movie like, first of all. I never ever, I don't know about you guys, but I never envisioned being in a situation where I'd be locked down in my house for 24/7 or whatever. And then like, that's the part that sometimes I struggle to get over is that my dad walked out normally and then never came back. So that's probably that's the part that gets me the most. But other than that, it's just like, yeah, just responsibility. Because now for my mum's like got Parkinson's, right? So I'm just now just juggling the whole. Because now I'm a husband and a son, and I'm still I'm 25 at the same time. So I'm trying to like still live. It's weird, yeah, but.
The responsibility thing, yeah, the dynamic.
The dynamic, yeah, like even how I envision, like how I look at money now. Like now I've got I had bills before, but now I've got the real bills. Do you get it? So like even now how I move with that just a change of everything just changed, and because it was just so quick. I feel like a lot of people. Like even if death's not expected normally, life is normal. Like you go out, but we was on lockdown, so I couldn't do nothing at all. So it was just a mad transition. And then if it's not like that, if it's just like, God forbid, someone loses their parent to like an illness or something, you can never prepare yourself, but you know it's coming, kind of thing. So you can start to make changes or whatever.
Well, you can even have a bit of anxiety where you're playing in your head how you think it's going to be, as opposed to when it's unexpected.
Yeah. Even when I got told my dad, someone it's mad now. Maybe I don't know how I do it. Someone told me that my dad died. So someone called me to send their condolences before I knew. I haven't even told it. I ain't told these, but yeah, someone called me to say, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss." I said, "What?" And then I even laughed. Hung up the phone. I was like, "I'll call you back in a minute." Called and then found out and told mum. And then yeah, that's how I called hospital. I went and told my mum. And then yeah, that was a mad one. But yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's great, but I think, do you know what, I mean, again, I don't know you like that, but I think what I can somewhat tell is that you got a certain character that, you know, even from you saying that your dad had already had certain things together that, and you already had like, I'm not saying a deal does anything, but in certain times it's like there is a bit of financial capacity to somewhat handle some of the stuff that may have to come, and then and you're already on your way, kind of like in your career, but it just seems a lot. That's why I said to you when I said to you destabilizing, because when I looked at it, I think that's the time when everyone started taking it serious, when they saw that like everyone's looking at it's a bit of a joke, like in terms of like what's going on, and I think as you said, like not being able to move around.
Even the COVID thing, I don't know. It's mad. So it's so complicated. There's some of the stuff that add up, but yeah.
So now for you, bro, I've been listening to a lot of your music. Like even on the way here, I was listening to a lot of your songs, and I don't know if you're one of them guys who are like, you know, the Gallicis who always play the victim card, like it's never his fault.
Gallis? No, not me, man. No.
What's the girls saying though, bro? Like, or women, like, because there is. I said to you before, I feel your lane is when you're talking about that male-female dynamic creatively. How did, like, were you in a long-term relationship? Were you not? Like, how does that? Who are you speaking about? Not names, but what's the situations? Is it a girlfriend? Is it just girls you met since you become famous?
Baby C. No, I need to continue my growth. I was in my relationship. I've had a female in my life for 7 years now. Was in a relationship with her for 5, just before I got signed. And she's still in my life now, but I got to an age now where like I don't care about the girls, like I don't care, like I just want to, like, I realised that I only care about her, if that makes sense. Sadly, I feel like a lot of guys have to feel to look. So I lost her due to, like, you know, just being an idiot, like not treating her how she needed to be treated. Do you get it?
Before the door, after the door.
This is after.
Okay.
Not that I treated her bad, but I could have done a lot better, I think. Even before, what am I talking about? Through the whole thing, like, but on a real, like, I could have treated her a lot better. And like, I've just got to an age now where especially like when my dad died, she was by my side. So now I'm at a thing of like, I just need to give back. Not even my friends. I'm just more aware of who I need to give my energy to and my time to. I don't really care about the whole. I don't care about the girls. I don't care. I think I'm outgrowing all that stuff now.
Because like I said, moving on to like the EP when it comes out, there's some of the records like very strong. What I heard.
Yeah, like a lot of, you know what? A lot of my EP is on her.
I was wondering, who is it?
A lot of my EP is based on her. The good, the positives, the ups, the downs.
It felt like it was different. There's different parts of a relationship being spoken.
Yeah.
In various songs. I think the only song which I thought was, I was writing it down.
What am I doing? What am I talking about? I'm going nuts. I'm doing madness, you know.
Sorry, Sex. Well, just put this out when it comes out. Sex Appeal is the only song that I felt like it was like current with your
everyone else.
Yeah, you're the guy. This is. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the beautiful thing in music, man. And then when you have like a fan base, whatever, they get to see the journey and the growth. I think someone else was talking about this the other day. I think I listened to Getz. He was talking on the podcast. He was like, if I was still talking about the same things, if he was still talking about the same things that he was talking about when he was 18, he would say he's a dickhead because it would show that he's not grown or nothing like that. And like, yeah, like my music, like the first ever song I wrote, yeah, the lyrics are, I'm not your average you. What is it? Something to like, just about girls, innit? And it's like, but now I'm on the place like, we must put our queens on a pedestal. I just don't, just need to lift them up, aim them up.
I'm not saying do you believe that, but as men in general with options, because you remember that in situations like this, there's a lot of women who's going to be drawn to you.
Yeah.
So that's when you get biblically start saying about discernment. So now, how are you discerning what is for you and what isn't? Because sometimes you're gonna have to not get close to the situation, but it's different. If you get girls before, it's there, but now it's like I know him before they met you.
No, yeah, twisted. I'm single. So, but I'm just in the place where that's not like I know who I care about, innit? And I'm not trying to. I'm lucky enough to just have that person have them in my life. Like I said, like still was with me every day when my dad passed. Yeah. So like, if girls come to me, I can have a conversation. I'm not going to say fuck off, don't talk to me. What you doing? But like, I'm just be respectful of where I'm at in life right now, innit?
And let me just interject. Just for like my female friends who get on to me, they're gonna be, but listen, she's done all of this, she's been there, and he's single. And he's, bro, I mean, you're an artist, you can get away with it, bro. You're a singer, innit? Because not too many men can get away with, not saying get away, but if she's showing herself, then the ideal thing is like, isn't that just the one you're supposed to be with? Because it seems like it's more of a you thing then.
You gotta edit this good to me, innit? No, it probably is a mean thing. Alright, let's move on. Move on.
EP time, yeah?
I'm not saying that I'm mad, I'm saying good things. Can you?
You guys can see it. I'm just,
It's a great point that you brought up.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Sometimes you wait for people to show their worth. And
No, I've accepted it's a mean thing.
okay, that's fair. That cleans it up.
Yeah.
Because it's not her. She's shown, and you've been honest. And I think a lot of us guys go through that. So, yeah. But EP though, bro, like, I'm actually excited for this, man. I hope, and I was saying this to your management, that I hope the listeners can actually appreciate the music as opposed to always thinking about, the guy who did.
Yeah, the UK. I feel like the UK just have to wake up. They have to wake up. I feel like we're very accepting of a lot of shit. If I'm honest. But I understand. But I have to be understanding of me specifically, of where I've come, of how I've come into the game. I have to be understanding. So, and like for example, one of the reasons why I said I don't want to feature with anyone is because I know I can, right? But I don't feel like I deserve to, because I've got to hear of one thing, and that's why I'm trying to build. So I'm just putting out songs and building it, so that I can get to a point of, look, it's not one song worked for me because that song did so well, but here's a catalogue and I'm actually sick. I'm actually good. Like, yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I just want, because again, I think we don't have in the UK too many stories where, like, we can use Rams as an example.
Yeah.
We'll see how Simba's things plays out, where the song or the energy of what that thing is so far removed from where the actual person is, that they catch up to that success.
Yeah.
Or that notoriety, because these are pop numbers. When you're going viral all across the world. It wasn't just a UK thing; it was everywhere. But in those pockets or regions, would they listen to like the 4 or 5 songs that I've heard? I think that then becomes a bit of the challenge.
I mean, since then, my personal aim is for every song that I've done to do better than the song before, and I think that's what happens with them.
Since you've been releasing
Yeah. Bar suck it up, I think.
yeah.
They've all done. I'm on the long term thing. Get me? That's like keeping it real. There's a lot of shit in the UK scene, yeah. And that's why I think you have to like give credit to the people behind the scenes, because like the people market them correct. So my thing now is, I can come to you and I can say, yay, and do that live, Now imagine if that's marketed properly.
Got it.
Do you get it? So that's just a lot of hard work from myself in the studio, my team, and we do that. We know it's not every day is gonna be a viral moment. Not every day is gonna be my yay, Twitter, Instagram blow up. It has to be like on the long term, the
Do
journey.
you know what's weird? I'm saying this, yeah, that I'm hearing, yeah, and I'm not saying this cap, yeah, but me just being around artists, bro, a lot of them don't understand that.
I'm not
It just feels there's an energy where it's like, and I guess it's also a reflection. Okay, why hasn't it worked? The next, but it's like, if it hasn't happened now, I have to be on trend. They do think long term, but they're more concerned with the short term results of that. And that's why I'm not saying that it was cap. I'm saying I'm hearing, thinking that it's good to hear. Whether I don't know, management will probably maybe have the same opinion or not, but it's good to hear an artist who's been in your position to actually understand. I'm trying to achieve more than just. It's not about the money, because you probably made more money than a lot of other people have.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's not about notoriety, or because you've had that, but it seems like you really, really fundamentally want a career.
Yeah, and that it's what's important. Like, is it what I have to look at some artists and think? What are they after? Is it their talent? Are they care about what they're making, or do they just want the fame? Do you get it? Because there's a lot of people that there's a lot of. If you go to look at America, for example, now even in the UK, there's so many artists that we don't know about, that you don't know about. But if you go and look at their numbers on Spotify, they're streaming for days because it's real music. People can really relate to it. You get it? People are actually something that people want to hear. But I feel like in our world of music, yeah, I think people are more concerned with who knows me,
Yeah.
or do the streets respect me, or do these girls like me, kind of thing. Me, and obviously, I want the streets to respect me. I want the girls to like the music or whatever. But the main thing, the most important thing is the music. Is my music good? First of all, am I telling a story? Am I helping someone in regards to something that's going on in their life or anything like that? It's more. There's a bigger picture. I think me and these guys were about the bigger picture.
I think it's rounding off, like, because I think there is stuff, like, because I've heard some of the project, and I hope you guys ain't gonna tweak too many of these songs, because I know sometimes you can like replace streams of other songs. Like the 3 songs I heard, was it 4?
Yeah.
4. I think one you said that maybe being a club one, but the other 3 prior to that, all were on the money. Great production. And do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, bro, like when you hit your full, I didn't know you had that range. I know you had range, but it's like you tease us of like how much range you've actually got.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man, I can really do this. I'd give that to my mum. My mum and dad used to sing as well, so to them. When I was younger, I used to do like, no the word of a lie, classical music. So I've got like vocal trained and all of that stuff, and obviously church. So those things those things are normal to me still. Can't lie. But yeah, like I can really do this live, people. Like really, come and watch. This is what I say. Like time will tell, innit? Time will tell. But this live thing is in the back of my like. I got it. 1 song, 10 songs. I've got it. I will have the crowd in the palm of my hands. Give them what they want. They give me what I need from them. We're good. I know how to work a crowd. I know how to do this. Again, back to church. When I was 5, I was singing in front of like 600 people at church. Like when I was in Harris, South Norwood, to not get permanently kicked out of my school, they forced me to play Danny Zuko.
Yeah, no, what's that?
Grease, the musical. Yeah. I can. These things aren't. It's calm for me. I don't feel pressure in those situations. I love a bit of pressure, in fact. More than 1 song. Way more than that. But like I said, that's all time will tell. And I think people, in fact, I even think people are starting to see it now anyway. Like when people, like so many people come to me about all the other songs now as well. Obviously you're going to have people that only know about My Year and that. It's cool. I don't even think I have that anymore. I think people will, if people know about My Year, they at least know about one of my other songs. If they don't know about all the other ones, they know about at least one more of them. So like, but for those who don't know, I really care about this music. I really care about creating, bringing a feeling out of the listener, whether it be happiness, sadness, or comfort, anything. I really care about giving you guys the best product, and it's my responsibility to get it out there to you, and that is now the aim. Baby C's ringing me, but that is the aim. But yeah, so anyone that thinks this is that still thinks this is a one thing, nah, we're here, and we got bangers there.